Hey there, VC. How we doing? Adam here from The Freight. Hope everyone's doing great out there. I want to welcome everyone back if you're rejoining me, and also welcome you here if it's the first time here and checking out one of my videos. Love having you and really enjoy making these videos. So if you like what you're watching and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. It goes a long way towards supporting me and what I do here. Um, I wanted to take a minute and talk about this really great reissue from Mobile Fidelity. Um, it is none other than Stone Temple Pilots' Tiny Music Songs from the Vatican gift shop. And, spoiler alert, it's really, really great. It's really great. Um, little background on this record for a second here. This is a record that came out in '96. Really peak of the CDs onslaught that was hitting all of us at that point. So vinyl wasn't really on the forefront of everyone's mind. I know when I was in '96, for me, I was at that point full on CD mode. That's where I was in my music journey. Really amassing a pretty significant CD collection starting around that time in the early '90s there. And this was definitely an album I had on CD that I love very much. This is probably my favorite STP record. It was really great to revisit this on vinyl because I didn't have a vinyl copy of this. I only had my CD that I haven't listened to in years, to be honest. In this record, I think this record is really special. This starts a little bit of a turn away from sort of that harder grunge first two records of Core and Purple, and heading really into some more. It's kind of pop's the wrong word. But just melodic sensibilities. Still with that heavy hitting drive though that '90s rock and roll has, and I love it. I love STP. I've gone on record, I think more than a few times here, saying that of the '90s rock music, this includes Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, all those bands. STP is my favorite, and it's not even close. I think STP, for my money, is what epitomizes that '90s. The best of kind of everything, and that's just my musical taste. I know that's not everybody's thinking. Don't get me wrong. I love Nirvana. I love Soundgarden. I love all those bands. Love Alice in Chains. But for me, STP hit a really sweet spot with what they do musically, and I think this record really captures that well. So it's been a shame like this hasn't been available readily. It had a reissue maybe, I don't even know how many years back, not too many years back. I think it was like Music on Vinyl that did it, that put it out. Goes for big money now. All the pressings of this, other than this one, go for significant money, hundreds of dollars. This one was $60. So again, you're not talking about a cheap record, but it is 45 double 45 RPM. It sounds amazing, right? I'm going to get into some details about the sound quality, but I want to first. Let me actually show you the records a little bit first here. So we have the two 45 records, super weight vinyl. You know what I mean? Mobile Fidelity and Fidelity record pressing is just doing the most unbelievable things with their pressings, and they're coming out so fantastic. Really great stuff. So this is their third, Stone Temple Pilots' third record, after Purple and Core, and you're talking about a time when music's starting to turn away from grunge a little bit. This still has that grunge, quote unquote, heavier rock and roll side to it, but it's got lots of melodies in there and it's got lots of awesome things. Some of my favorite tracks on here, one of my favorite tracks that they've ever done is Lady Picture Show. I love Lady Picture Show. Some people might knock me for that. I don't care at all. I love that song. I think it's fantastic. Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart, Big Bang Baby, awesome songs. Those are rocking, kick-ass songs. And this record is just fantastic, and I'm so happy that they reissued it. They reissued this the day they announced it. I got the email. I ordered it. There was no hesitation on this. I've had hesitation on other things, trying to curb where I can. This was not one of them. When they announced this, I was on the second I could and ordered it. I don't know if that reflects my number or not, but I have number 161, which is not that the numbers matter at all because they don't, but a lower number. And you can see, so you got awesome cover. It's the back cover. This was analog tape to DSD 256 to lathe to console, mastered by Creed Wunderlich. Show you the inside here. Lyrics in the song list, some cool pictures. So yeah, I want to talk about this a little bit and what I did to listen to it. I listened to this record, and then I put on the Analog Productions Purple right after it. The Atlantic 75 double 45 of Purple, which I love. I really love that. And I wanted to just hear sonically what was happening, right? And if I could hear any kind of differences. Now, we're obviously talking about two different albums, recorded at two different times. It's not apples to apples. That's apples to oranges. But what I wanted to do was see if I could hear any kind of sonic characteristics that stood out to me, and I did a little bit. One thing on this is that this is as good as any of the Atlantic 75s that came out, the core, the Purple. Absolutely as good, if not better. I maybe haven't listened to it enough times to fully say if this is my favorite of the three, because I think that is kind of apples to apples, where you could say, they're both double 40. All three of them are double 45 cuts, you know what I mean? High quality mastering, all that stuff. This is as good as them, if not better, to be honest. It's fantastic. This has a tightness in it that I actually think might even be a little bit tighter than the Atlantic 75s. Again, that might not just have to do with the Atlantic 75s. That could have to do with their earlier recordings. They were a different period of their being a band. They were, it was a little bit earlier. This music is a little more put together and polished, for sure. So I could totally hear that in the sound quality coming through. That it is a little bit more of a put together band. Put together compositions on this record. And I do think that comes through. And let me go sort of top to bottom like I like to do. The low end was amazingly tight, amazingly together and punchy as hell. Really punchy on this one. The guitars were open. The drums were incredible. The mix and the mastering are really great on this record. There's one song, and now you know, and so I know. Sorry, forgot the title for a second. And so I know, and on that one, it's got a clave, which is the Latin percussion instrument hitting together, and they're like, you know what I mean, got that sort of percussive sound. And the clave, when you hear it on my system, I swear it was coming from like behind me. It was like over here. It was really wild. And I've heard that kind of thing before, never on a rock and roll record, and that was pretty drastic. Whatever was happening with the way it was being played back to me, it was awesome, and it was so cool. The clave was literally behind me, going like this. So it's an incredible recording. It's an incredible record. It's one of the best mobile fidelities that I've heard. And I wouldn't say I'm a extensive, 45 RPM MoFi collector, but I can tell you that it's probably the best one that I've heard. It's amazing. Really can't say enough good things about it. If I could say, okay, so let me actually work my way up. That was the low end. Let's go up to the sort of mid-range. I'm talking about guitars. I'm talking about vocals. The guitars are so powerful, so open, so driven. It's got that drivey thing, that sort of chimey thing, almost Beatlesy in some open chords that are strumming. You can hear that. I'm not sure if he's playing a Vox or not, but I'd swear it's some points in that he's playing a Vox AC30 type amp where it's just open and sizzly sounding, really beautiful. The vocals are incredible. They're pristine. They're where they could be. Though this is the one uber minor critique that I would have of this recording, and I do hear this in comparison to the Atlantic 75 presses. For my taste on my system, I wish I heard Scott's vocals up or a touch more forward, The rest, it's funny, the rest of the mid-range, I didn't find that I needed it. Like the guitars were great. Everything else was great. But where his vocals were sitting, I just wanted them out a little bit more. That was really it. Everything else was fantastic. The drums, the hi-hats, the cymbals, the percussion, all those things working up the frequency spectrum. Really amazing. The drums sound amazing on this record. Really, really killer. There are some points where you swear that it's like you're just hearing a drum kit. It's really, really great. Really, really awesome. So, I don't need to ramble on. I've told you guys that I really dig this. If you're into STP, this record is great. It's great musically. It's great sonically. I think it'll check a lot of boxes for you. If you were thinking about getting it, I suggest you do. I don't know how many it's limited to. It says it's a special edition, limited edition. I forget how many numbers they're doing. But I'm not trying to give you FOMO. All I'm trying to say is if you were on the fence about buying it, maybe this could at least, I don't know. I'm giving you some information for whatever my opinion's worth, for better or for worse. I think that this was an excellent record. And I'm glad I got it, and I'm glad I have it. If it does sell out, I could see these prices going up in the used market because this record does sound so good, and this isn't a very overly available pressing. For some reason, this isn't pressed like Core or like Purple is. So, take with that information what you will, but I think it's great. Awesome release. Mobile Fidelity doing it right now. They really are. They're doing it, and this is a leader of the pack right now for one of the top reissues of the year for me. Really fantastic. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Goes a long way towards helping me, and I will see you in the next one very soon. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.